Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and do note that I do explicitly not state any affiliation with PMDG at this point, because my videos entirely represent my own personal opinion and are in no way connected to PMDG whatsoever. For more details, have a listen at the end of the video where I'm going to go into a couple details of some confusion that some people apparently have. So, this video is going to be meant as mostly a factual presentation of how the developers of the E-Jets reacted to the critique that they have gotten over the last couple of days. I will try to stay as neutral as possible when representing and when showing their reactions, and only towards the end of the video, where I explicitly say so, I will provide my own personal opinion. Now, I do want you guys to be able to make up your own opinion, and I want you guys to be able to make up your own judgments, so please understand this video in this particular way. Now, the developers of the E-Jets, as in Flightsim Studios, have received a lot of critique on their videos, and that has not only been my own video on the topic, but also a couple of other YouTubers have voiced their opinions. Plus, of course, a lot of people in the comments underneath the videos and in other forums have voiced their opinion. Now, this is how the developers did react to it. I will start this video with the same topic how I started my previous video, quickly talking about the affiliation of Aerosoft. So, Matthias Koch went to the Aerosoft forum to post a statement on the exact affiliation that Aerosoft has with this project. And let me read this out to you. It basically is all rather simple now, I know all the details. We are not the developers, we are not the publisher, so we have no influence on the content, price, features or release date. Let me just repeat that because that is important. So we have no influence on the content, price, features or release date. We are the distributor of the files to other stores, and in that aspect, the product contains some of our code, thus we share the copyright. I will ask if that can be made more clear, and for sure our address should not be at the bottom of that copyright text. We are not responsible for support. If all is well, Flightsim Studios should have adapted some text on their website and should have removed the Aerosoft logo from the videos. Now, as I wrote, we apologize for the confusion, it was all highly unfortunate and we should have corrected this earlier. So, let me quickly give you an opinion over here, or rather an explanation. When Aerosoft says we are not the distributor of the file, we are the distributor of the file to other stores, and in that aspect the product contains some of our code, thus we share the copyright. What Matthias means, and I talked to him prior to creating this video, just to get an additional explanation there to be entirely accurate. What he means with that is basically Aerosoft is creating the installers and Aerosoft is distributing the product to other shops. So there will be like 15 or so flight simulator shops that are going to sell the product, and they are going to receive the installer from Aerosoft. And that is the entire involvement of Aerosoft in this project. So you can imagine this pretty much like, for example, SimMarket also offers flight simulator developers access to their custom installers, which have some copyright protection and so on, which is something that usually developers aren't very proficient in creating themselves. So that is how Aerosoft is involved in this project. Now, let's go back to the Embraers. Basically, when you have a look at the project page now, a lot has changed compared to what it looked like 2 days ago when they received a lot of critique about honesty, especially from myself, but also from some others. Now, when you're heading towards the project page now, you're greeted with that big red marker up there saying, "What's up with the E-Jets for MSFS? Check our statement." Let's quickly go ahead and have a look into the statement. I'm going to reference only the upper part over here because the entire rest of the statement is basically summarized on the main product page itself now. So I will only start with this part of the statement over here. There have been a lot of emotions about our announcement of the E175 coming out for MSFS recently. While there were many supportive and positive comments, there were also many negative reactions, and we are the ones to blame for that. We were too excited about the release, and we have set the expectations too high with our teaser video. This in turn meant the community was expecting something that we cannot offer yet. We want to be fully transparent, so we'd like to answer the most important questions. I'm going to go back to the product page here, because everything we are going to read below this is actually immediately on the front product page now. So, going down. The title is changed now from E-Jets Series Early Access to E-Jets E175 Early Access, and they do go into some detail up here now on which aircraft exactly are contained in the series, and a little bit further down here they also say that the initial package only includes the 175 and the 190 and 195 is planned but not to be included in this package. In other words, they now provide transparency on which aircraft types exactly are included and how they are going to be sold. So they did listen to this part of my critique. Going on from there, they go ahead to say that it already offers many custom systems, high resolution and accurate avionics, the FMS with an authentic interface, fully implemented sounds, and the 3D assets and animations are already finished and of top level quality. Please see below for a complete description of all currently implemented systems. And they go on to say that at this early access phase there will still be bugs and missing features as with any newly released software, but you will already be able to do full flights and enjoy the products. These bugs will be fixed continuously and free of charge. Please read the full product description carefully to understand what is already included. So they do put more emphasis over here on leading customers to check the entire product page, which is something I do personally appreciate. But let's go on. Over here we see change distributor Aerosoft instead of client Aerosoft, so they do make clear now how Aerosoft is involved. And going on to the big red disclaimer over here, do not buy this product if you are not comfortable using the product at this early access phase. We are going to finish these products no matter how much support we receive initially, and we really do not want any customers to be disappointed by not understanding what the early access means. So that disclaimer is new, as well as the frequently asked questions that we see here right now. And these basically are the same answers that are given in the statement referenced above. That is the reason why I opted to go right back to the product page. So what comes now basically is the remaining part of the statement they issued. So why are we offering the early access? There are basically 2 points they mention over here. First of all, they say their ultimate goal is to create an advanced level product including custom FMS and custom autopilot. And the second point they say up here, and that is basically summarizing these two in my opinion, yes, opinion, is that they say they do want the community's input, and that is why they offer the early access version. And they do also say that there will be many users happy with the current level of simulation, and they want to give them the chance to enjoy these products now while the rest of the community can wait for the final advanced product. So that is what they say now on why early access is offered. Going ahead, they are very clear on the release plan now, saying that initially only the 175 will be released. Once finished with the 170, all customers of the 175 will receive the 170 for free. This product will be the 170 and 175 bundle. Next, the E195 will be released as a separate product. Once we also finish the 190, all customers of the 195 will receive the 190 for free. This product will be the 190 and 195 bundle. And they do have the roadmap linked up here, which is the same as of the moment I'm recording this as it used to be on the previous videos. And they also make this clear now that they will have different independent packages of the 170, 175 and the 190, 195. So this is made pretty clear on the product page right now. Going ahead, how will the products be priced? They do say the basic pricing over there, and they go ahead to say that as new airframes and advanced features will be added, the price of the product will increase accordingly for new customers only. We're expecting a maximum of 2 price increases to get to the final advanced product. And as soon as we get closer to any phase where the price will increase, we will announce that well in advance. Customers who have already purchased the products will not have to pay anything to get the new updates. So they are very clear over here that price increments will be announced well in advance so that people can decide to purchase it previously if they want to. They go ahead with a comment on VNAV, which is something I personally do very much appreciate, but they don't retract from the earlier statement. But let's read the new statement. So they say, no, the early access does not have VNAV because we first need to develop a fully custom FMS which does not rely on MSFS, default flight navigation system. However, we are fully aware of the importance of using VNAV in the E-Jets, and it is a crucial autopilot mode that we will prioritize as soon as the FMS development will allow us to. Let me allow a personal comment and a personal opinion at this very point. I very much appreciate that they correct their earlier statement on VNAV and that they now say they couldn't do it yet because they first need a fully custom FMS. So I very much appreciate that they reached out with the real reasoning behind this now. It will be up to you guys what taste that leaves with you compared to their previous the previous statement. However, they are transparent now in terms of why VNAV is not included, which is something I personally do very much appreciate. Okay, let's go on with the factual view at the product page. Going a little bit further down, there were two primary pages that I criticized, one of them being system simulation and the other flight management system. Both have been reworked by Flightsim Studios. So let's go ahead and look into what they changed there now. Basically, they have added a paragraph down there saying that they will continue to add and perfect all the systems, and they do point to the online documentation. Now, they still say all normal ops procedures can be performed without any problems, which is something that I will go over on a live stream with a real-life Embraer pilot to verify how true that is. However, for now, let's go ahead into the flight management system, and in there they now say the FMS is the FMS in the early access version is based on the standard flight plan system of MSFS. However, it has a custom interface that mimics the Load 27 software installed on the real planes. In addition, there are several modifications concerning sit and start selections and waypoint management. They go on to say that, unfortunately, the native MSFS flight plan system doesn't allow us to implement all functions of the real SMS, so we have decided to create a fully custom FMS which will contain the majority of the currently missing features. Developing such complex software, however, takes time, so it will only be available in the final products. So they are very clear now that the FMS is pretty much the standard system of MSFS with a custom interface mimicking the real-life Embraer's aircraft. So good to see that they now do provide this clear explanations. From there on, we could go over the full features list, but I didn't do that in my original videos, so I don't want to do it right now. But I do recommend everybody who considers purchasing this to absolutely go over these. Now, under my original video, there has been a statement from the developers as well. So this is under the How a Flight Sim Developer Outright Betrays and Lies to the Community video that I posted 2 days ago. And developer Xcrafts, who are responsible for the 3D assets of this project, did comment underneath there. Basically, they said that unfortunately the teasers have raised the expectations too high, but that is exactly why we're doing streams like this one above, when we want to be completely transparent about the development and about what we can offer at this time. We have a clear goal in mind, and the development roadmap has been published for everyone to see. They do comment again a little bit further down, and I do want to show you this reply as well, because that is one that I personally do very much appreciate. And down here they say, everyone here is making really reasonable points, and I really appreciate your input. I will make sure that as much of your feedback is considered and acted upon And we will especially make sure that the product page and website will be completely explicit about what the user can expect at this stage and what they cannot expect. We really only mean well, and we really do want to deliver the E-Jets for MSFS that everyone deserves. But we made some mistakes, and we're now caught in the fire, and we are sorry. Time to go back to the development so that we can fix as many issues as possible, as soon as possible. Now this is the point in the video where I will start with my personal opinion, because this is a statement that I really appreciate from Maxcraft. So this little statement down here, admitting we made some mistakes and we're now caught in the fire and we are sorry. Time to go back to the development so that we can fix as many issues as possible as soon as possible. Now, it will be up to everybody to decide what they want to make out of this, seeing what they said previously and what they marketed previously. It will be up to everybody to decide on their own if this is an honest reply and if you want to trust this developer and give him a second chance or not. I don't want to influence that particular opinion of you guys, so please make your own opinion on that. Now, what is my personal opinion then? Should you buy the 170 or should you not? Well, to be totally honest with you, it is a very hard question to answer out of my position at the moment. Now, the only answer I can really give there is one where we are going to forget what happened previously with the marketing. And if we forget about that, and again, it is up to you if you want to forget about that and give them a second chance or not. But let's assume that we do want to. Then I would say that personally I would recommend you guys to hold off the very initial release and maybe wait a couple more days to see how the general feedback from the community is going to look like, to see how the project is received on the end users' computers and what it can and cannot do. I'm sure that there will be a lot of videos and live streams from people after the release, which are going to show you a little bit more detail about the aircraft on top of the videos and live streams that are available as of right now. I do not want to make any advertisements for my own channel in this one. However, I will get on a live stream probably the day after the release together with a real-life Embraer captain so that we can get some expertise on there from somebody who really knows the airplane, who can therefore give a proper judgment on the actual add-ons state. So, once again, however, do not rely exclusively on my opinion, but I do encourage you to get opinions from other YouTubers, from other users after the release, so that you guys can make an informed decision yourself. Now, that pretty much concludes the entire content of this video and the message towards the Embraer that I wanted to bring along in this video. Now, there is one more thing that I quickly want to talk about because I do believe it to be important, and that is that a few people under my earlier video have made some comments about my videos would be directed by PMDG or would be portraying a PMDG agenda. Now, to be absolutely clear, that is not the case at all. Any of my videos, I repeat, any, where it is not explicitly told otherwise, for example when I say this video is sponsored by, any of these videos do portray my personal opinion, and I do also want to use this moment once again to make clear that I am not employed by PMDG, I am not contracted by PMDG, and my only role in PMDG is as a subject matter expert on the Boeing 737, providing advice to the developers on how the actual 737 does work. So, as Robert Randazzo has said in a reply to a comment of an upset customer in the PMDG forums, I am basically a beta tester with expertise on the Boeing 737 and thereby providing volunteered information to them. PMDG does not take any influence on the content of my videos, and nothing I say does represent a PMDG agenda. To be entirely clear once again, PMDG is not involved in my channel at all, other than that they provide me with a free copy of their aircraft, and that I provide them with expertise on these aircraft that is being used during the development. However, I do say at the beginning of any video that actually involves PMDG aircraft that I am a tech team member, because I am legally required to do so under European law. So the EU basically requires influencers to make entirely clear if they are not a normal consumer, but in any way affiliated with or in any way connected with the developers, with the shops, with the providers of whatever information. So that is the reason why I do say that in the beginning of the videos. That is something I do see as fair and as something that I do need to add, because obviously when talking about PMDG products, my opinion is not an entirely unbiased one, and I do want you guys to be aware of that. So that concludes today's video. I do hope that you have found this one informative, and I am very much looking forward to read what you guys think about the way how Flightsim Studios went, the information they added, if you think anything should have been made more clear, and most importantly, what you guys think in the end, if they are still a developer that can be trusted, and if they are a developer whom you are going to purchase a product from. I'm looking forward to that discussion. Until then, I would like to wish you a nice afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is when you are currently watching this. And I'm looking very much forward to welcome you again on the channel, hopefully very soon.